What is happening, everybody? Welcome to today's video. So like I mentioned in the last video, I do want to empty out the entire garage, take all the cars out of the garage. The S15 is still covered up. We're going to uncover that. And I'm most excited for that because I haven't seen it since we went to like the LZ Invitational thing in December. It's basically been undercover, shoved in that corner, wrapped in a plastic bubble since then. So we're gonna get that thing out, maybe wash it and clean it up, just take a look at it, go around it, and yeah, move everything out of here. I wanna mop this floor, clean it up really good. So yeah, it'd be nice to get all the cars out of here, clean the floor, clean all the benches, everything off, and just do a nice cleanup. So we're gonna get to that right now. Unfortunately, I still have to get that wheel fixed. It's just chilling right there, but I gotta get a new tire for it because it's leaking. Whole thing, but the car still looks obviously pretty good. It's just been inside, but it's incredibly dusty, which is crazy because it was covered with a car cover, and then I also had a sheet of plastic over that. Man, I love this thing so much. This thing, like the outside is pretty much done, but I still have a lot of stuff that I want to do to it, like the engine bay and maybe some interior stuff, get some seats or something for it, but I absolutely love this car so much. So anyways, now I have to move all of that junk, maybe just the bench, slide it over here, and then I can get that thing outside. We'll line them up and just take a look because it's pretty cool to see all my cars together. Get it outside in the sun, take a look at it, maybe even wash it, wipe it, clean it, do whatever. So the whole garage is now clean. The floor came up okay, but like I didn't use the greatest stuff and I knew that, so this is as good as it's gonna get. Obviously it should be repainted. Same with the walls. There's a lot of like marks and overspray. I'm gonna put the R34 over there, I think, and then maybe the S15 next to it, and then that way I can have the Corvette here. and Miata here. And then I plan to work on the S15 a little bit with the speed to top and stuff, because we actually do have things coming up now. It's taken forever to get nice out. It's finally nice out, but now it's almost like June. And then at the end of July is Import Fest, and we're going to that. So I have to get the speed to top done, get the mount done, and then get it all set up, put the new tires on. So I'm gonna be working on the S15 a little bit. So I think we're gonna put it over here and just kind of mess around with it a little bit. A lot of work. This literally took all day just to like mop this floor. And it still doesn't look great, but it definitely looks better than it did. So I can get everything back in here now. I didn't really do any filming outside when the cars were all lined up because I feel super awkward. There's neighbors on both sides and I just hate talking on camera, and then especially in front of people. So that's pretty cool though to see all the cars all together and just in a lineup. I mean, only like one of them is actually like pretty cool, but eventually, you know, maybe next year a couple more of them are gonna be pretty cool, and then how all of them are gonna transform, hopefully. That's the plan anyways. So now that the garage is pretty much completely clean, basically as clean as it's been in like 6 months, I would say. My plan is to back the BMW in here and basically get it up in the air and then just do a check underneath the car, because I haven't looked at it since we went to that first drift event, and that's the only time I've ever driven it since like putting all the whole rear end and that whole car basically together. So I just want to like nut and bolt check everything, make sure, you know, there's not any hidden damage from that event, because I did go off a couple times and it was a pretty big drop. Just gonna go over things and make sure it's all good. We'll get this thing in here, take a look at it, get it up in the air. Hopefully there's nothing crazy going on. I don't think that there is, honestly. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I just wanna, you know, check it over, get some peace of mind, and then we'll go from there. So under here, first thing I noticed, a couple axle bolts, pretty loose, like finger tight. So I'm gonna go around, make sure everything's nice and tight, and basically keep looking. But for the most part, I've been kind of looking around and everything else seems decent. Everything's still there and like where it should be, so that's good. One other thing I wanna do, probably not right now, but eventually, is just continue the exhaust, because I don't think that I want this thing super loud. I'm okay with exactly how loud it is now. It's a little bit of sound, but really not that much. So I would like to just continue those and make some basically tips for it, like kind of like an axle back, just straight through here. Have something exit the bumper, just so it looks aesthetic, basically. I'm gonna check the drive shaft bolts now at the front of the diff, and that's pretty much it. Then we're gonna go up to the front, and there's actually a little metal skid plate that's supposed to go underneath and cover that fuel filter up there. And I wanted to put that on before the first event, and I completely forgot. And luckily nothing happened, but I want to get it on there and I don't have to worry about it in the future. So I just got the front end up in the air, and this is nuts. I'm pretty sure I tightened this, but it looks like I didn't. That is insane. Obviously, I have to tighten that lower ball joint. It is just the nut. So I'm gonna tighten that up, I guess, then we'll find out if the ball joint's actually fine. But on this side, I believe the ball joint is no good. Has a lot of movement. A lot of that is actually coming from the coil over. That collar there at the very bottom isn't tight, so it's almost like a little pivot point in there. So I'm gonna tighten that up and tighten the other ball joint on the other side and make sure that's all that's wrong with it. I already went over, checked the adapter and all that. Everything else is good. Yeah, so I might have to do ball joints on this, which I don't even know if it's a pain. It looks like a pain. Also, it's kind of hard to see, but I also did already put this skid plate back on, which covers the fuel filter and all the fuel lines and stuff. That was a big thing I wanted to do, and I got that done. So we're gonna finish up at the front. Suspension wise, get everything tight, make sure it's all good, and then move on. This is a much better view of it now. Look at this sucker. It's insane. So tighten that up and we should be good on this side. So that is all done now. Both sides are tight, everything is good. The driver's side lower ball joint is a little sloppy, so that'll have to be replaced, but it's not too bad yet, so I'm gonna say it's fine. But what I just did was I added a 20 mil spacer and then added a bunch more camber. You can see it's, you know, not too bad. I'm trying to get the fitment better, but also trying to get like the contact patch at like full lock much better, because you could see when I was at full lock, it was basically just like a little bit more than like the inside tread of the tire actually contacting the ground. So now when I'm at full lock, it should be closer to a decent like full contact patch. That's what all the drift people say to do, so we're gonna do that. And I might have to bump these fenders out a little bit more, but not a big deal. They're junk anyways, and whatever, we'll make it work. So basically all you do is you stick this in here. This is gonna be kind of hard with one hand. Stick this in here and we're gonna just run it through. Do that a couple times and it'll eventually move. I'm gonna have to put the camera down. You gotta kind of like force it out to actually fold that lip back, but it'll go eventually. I say not the best way. It's obviously cracking the paint everywhere, but plan on painting the car, not a big deal. Well, you can see we got quite a bit more room in there now. So I'll do the other side and that'll be fine. So now the BMW is all good. I got all the cars back in here. I think I'm just gonna end the video right there. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. It's pretty cool to see all the cars together and kind of, you know, get a look at all of the cars. So in the next video, we're gonna definitely be working on the S15. I have a few things to tidy up and finish up before the end of July. So we got about, you know, a month and a half for Import Fest. We're taking that. It's gonna be hopefully really cool. I wanna get the speeder top done and fitted so that thing will be like completely ready. And then also figure out the wheel situation. I gotta get a tire or two multiple tires for that thing, and then we'll put the CERB back on the front. So that's gonna be in the next video and probably a little bit more. That's pretty much gonna do it for this one, and I'll see you in the next one.